Hello and welcome to the Emotional Connectivity Podcast of Talent Management Academy. How to fail successfully. How shall this work? I can hear you thinking. In his last podcast, Rolf talked about the way you assess yourself and others and where right and wrong come from. I am going to ask you today how you deal with failures, since this is closely connected to your imprinting and your beliefs. How does it feel if you do not succeed in a way that you've expected? How do you think about yourself in such a moment? Do you feel like an idiot and consequently worthless as a human being? Be honest, do you really believe that you can completely avoid failures? And what has your self-worth to do with it that you do not succeed in that moment? Okay, the positive of failure intolerance is, of course, that you reflect in advance how you prepare yourself or how you proceed to avoid failures. This is awesome. However, it can cause problems in case failure becomes an elephant in the room, according to the principle, failure never happens to me. If you frankly talk about the failure by acknowledging it, you and others can learn from you. What could help you to recognize failure? Try and error through creatively experiencing and practical handling of failure, so that finally you achieve an outcome that would have never been on your radar before. You can compare this with the route that you entered in your GPS system and suddenly you make a wrong turn. You arrive to your destination, but you may reroute by enjoying scenic attraction, discovering along the way a wonderful landscape. You may remember the time when you were a little child and you frequently fell down during playing or climbing. What you've learned is fall 7, get up 8. As an adult, you are now able to reflect, which helps to develop. Observe yourself when you assess something as failure, in case of you and others. How do you react? Could you perhaps think in that way, there is no failure but feedback? You just receive a result for something that you've experienced, that you've done. Attention! You may come to the conclusion that again you've learned something. Happy doing!